Time to party. Hello, friend. How long has it been? You remember Rigert the Brash, leader of the glorious expedition for Nord Cultural Exchange? It is good to see you again. You are just in time to help. I returned triumphantly from glorious mission to Dark Elf lands, and Thane Mera put me in charge of Skald King's big party. You like a good party, she says. Of course I say. No one parties like Rigert. Turns out the whole thing is mammoth dung. The pickled fish from Lower Jorgrim and the mead from Voljars have not yet arrived. Worse, my dark elf assistant never returned with my fancy Dunmer clothing from Mournhold. Everything goes wrong, and I am stuck here organizing things. You do a great service for Rigert. Rigert knew he could count on you. Ask anything, friend. Ah, pickled fish. Sorry, you make Rigert's mouth water. We placed the order for stinky fish with Fishermonger in Lower Jorgrim. Cross the bridge south of here and follow the shore east to the village. Finest mead in all of Skyrim comes from Voljar's Meadery. Go out the gates and cross the bridge. Then follow the road west along the river to get there. Ah, pickled fish. Sorry, you make Rigert's mouth water. We placed the order for stinky... I sent my worthless assistant to retrieve fancy Dunmer garb from my vault at the bank. It's in the north part of the city. You can't be too careful with your fancy pants, right? Anyway, he never came back. Go look there for tiny little dark elf man.
Were serving 100-year-old Flynn, I'd enter this contest in a heartbeat.
Is this sound straight? What indignity! What utter... What... Who are you? Leave me alone! I'm not doing anything! Oh, such embarrassment and folly! It's a horror perpetrated against the dignity of Dunmer culture. I'm talking about the clothes. These rags, they're a horrendous joke. And Rigard plans to meet the ambassador wearing them? Oh, it's an incident in the making. I will not have it. I'm doing Rigard a favor.
Don't win until you swallow every last bit of that food.
You've been gone for a while. Tell me you found something useful. Cheating at the Conanliker and the Stormfist clan. They haven't caused this much trouble since... Oh no. This is worse than I feared. We need to determine what's really going on here. While you were completing your mission, another competitor was injured. One of my best. The champion of Windhelm. This just got personal. I have another task for you if you're willing. I want you to enter the next event, the Foot Race of the Nine Holds. I name you Windhelm's new champion. That should confuse our enemies. If you're willing, go talk to the race organizer Lenning. He's along the western wall. Hurry! Speak to Lenning the Hawk and enter the race. I am the Thane of Windhelm.
The Order leaders seem on edge. What are the Dark Elves so nervous about? In my bosom.
Bottoms up.
Do you find me attractive? I'm not sure about that. The Nord woman from Whiterun looks like she can hold her mead.
You should drink something.
Yeah!
If you're not participating in the race of the Nine Holds, please stand back. I see. Thane Mara is playing her political games again. No matter. As the last racer to arrive, you get to light the starting flare. Get ready. The race begins as soon as you ignite the flare. Rules? Haven't you ever ran a race before? You have to run along the outer walls of the city and must pass through each of the 9 towers along the walls. One for each hold in Skyrim. The first racer to pass through the 9th tower wins the event.
Yeah. Another dose of the cure.
What is it? Well?
A good race, but you're outclassed. Still, I'm always happy to see someone new perform so admirably. Thane Mara just left. She wants to speak with you as soon as possible. You can find her in her usual place, standing in front of the palace.
I forgot what I'm drinking to.
Come on, help us out here. We have deadlines to meet.
What a race! I saw some of it, and I was informed of the outcome. I have eyes throughout the city, of course.
Believe this. I'm not leaving until you let us
That's
in.
an admirable showing. Even in defeat, you represented Windhelm in the pact with Anna. Sadly, Hadring was murdered during the race, felled by a poison arrow of Orcish design. I'm convinced the Stormfist are responsible. Someone must have seen something during the race. The assassins fled after their cowardly attack, but every rat has a hole to hide in. You must find that hole. I don't want you to just find the assassins. I want you to hunt them down like the rabid dogs they are and dispatch them with haste and extreme prejudice. Do we understand each other, champion? I'm taking the gauntlets off and granting you the authority to do whatever is necessary to deal with these assassins. I name you as Justice Karl of Windhelm. Dispense your authority as needed, and deal with this as quickly as you can. Excellent. I will mobilize the guard and patrol the city. King Yoren must be protected. When you find the assassins, destroy them. Bring me back something to prove to the king that the situation has been dealt with.
Deadlines to meet.
You know the rules. No one's allowed inside without authorization. And I don't see your paperwork.
I don't believe this. I'm not leaving until you let us in.
I've never felt so happy.
I'm waiting for Edais
I
to
prefer the
finish a
cold
piece for
move
my
in
betrothed.
to the
She needs
celebration
to
has been good for
concentrate on
business.
her work.
Much more
She's been a
rustic.
little too preoccupied with that dark elf noble, if you know what I mean.
There's nothing in this city worth doing. It's all snow and more snow. Not a decent corner club anywhere. Someone really should open one. Well, some of the locals can be friendly and attentive. Idesa is always ready for a good time. I think she may be a bit more serious about our relationship than I am, however. No matter. She's good for a bit more entertainment before I move on. The race was boring. This city is boring. You're boring. Go bother someone who doesn't have important things to do. The weak always resort to threats and violence. Oh, very well. I saw one of those Stormfist thugs run away as soon as the racer fell. He fled out of the city, heading south. It was like Molag Bal himself was right behind him.
I hope you've got deep, loose pockets.
Felt so happy.
Did you see the Dark Elf noble by the forge? He smiled at me.
What?
Poor Lori Yogan. What a crying shame that's turned out to be.
who's got a drink for me? You?
The guards found more caches of weapons hidden around the city, but nothing else. I hope you had better luck. King Yoren's exiled brother Fildgor used to run the Stormfist Brigade. That's his symbol added to the Stormfist emblem. And these orders... Fildgor has returned to Skyrim. King Yoren must be told. Hopefully it's not too late. Fildgor is King Yoren's twin brother. When Queen Nirnhild fell in battle, the brothers joined forces to defeat the Akaviri, but then they fought over the throne. Yoren won the day and exiled his brother. Now Fildgor has returned. What does any exile want? Needless to say, to announce his presence in this manner can't bode well for King Yoren. The final event has started in the Hall of Trials. I'll send guards to the camp. You need to go to the hall and help the king.
I'm not leaving until you let us in.
Hurry, to the Hall of Trials. You must protect King Yoren at all costs.
Your prowess is impressive, champion. Come up here
king,
so that...
The Stormfist cheated. These Nords have been poisoned.
Your brother Fildgor sends his greetings, false king. He wants you to know that he has returned from exile to claim what is his by birth and by right. Your rule is over, pretender. Prepare to die.
Poison, Fildgor. What is the meaning of this? Guards, seize that woman!
For Fildgor! For the rightful king of Skyrim! Show no mercy!
Stormfist. This was a message from my brother. One I wasn't meant to survive. I feared this day would come. A mere scratch. Nothing more. The Stormfist clan's assassins are dead, and that's good enough for me. I guess I've become too complacent, while Fildgor's hatred has obviously deepened and festered. After dear Nirnhild fell in battle, my brother and I threw back the invaders. Afterward, we disagreed on who should succeed our sister. I believed in diplomacy and wisdom. Fildgor believes in rule by force. I couldn't let him take the throne. When I won the throne, I was forced to exile Fildgor. He never forgave me for that. So I assume he returned to take the throne. I wonder what he has promised his Stormfist and Orc allies. I need to think about this. Please tell Thane Mera that I'm fine.
You're back. Tell me, is King Yoren well? That's good to hear. You don't know how relieved I am by this news. You risked your life even though you had no duty to uphold or vow to keep. To me, that makes you the champion of the day. While you were aiding the king, a runner arrived from Fort Morvenskar. The fort is under attack. Fildgor and the Stormfist clan are certainly behind the attack. It can't be mere coincidence. Windhelm must be protected, but we can't abandon the fort. It makes sense strategically, but we weren't prepared for this. We weren't expecting to fight a war while the Pact leaders were in council. I need your help. Captain Hamar sent the runner. Report to him. Find out what's going on at the fort. You upheld my honor and the honor of Windhelm. This Ebonheart Pact is worth more than I hoped. May all your enemies fall before you. I am the Thane of Windhelm. My father was captain of the guard. I followed in his footsteps and climbed a bit higher. We Stormcloaks helped build Windhelm centuries ago. We're an old family, and we're proud of our heritage. What do I do? What don't I do? Rules and regulations. Meetings with...
And I don't see your paperwork.
I don't believe this. I'm not leaving until you let us in.
What is it?
Does this armor make me look fat?
I sell to the nobility. No charge to have a look.
Come on, help us out here. We have deadlines to meet. Toast!
I wouldn't go that way if I were you, Traveler. Giants attacked Lower Yorgrim. It's a disaster. If you're smart, you'll stay away from there. I don't see any good coming out of that place for the foreseeable future. But if you really want to help, find Iriki Frostwind. She's at the fishing camp down the road.
Greetings. What brings you to my pier in the middle of this disaster? Sure, bones. What with the giant attack and all, I completely forgot about all that. My sincerest apologies. Here you go. Haven't you heard? Giants attacked Lower Yorgrim. Go speak to Araki in the tavern over there if you want more information. It's pickled fish. No one actually eats this stuff. It's more of a tradition than a food group. I've even seen a starving Horker refuse to eat these stinky fish. It might be good for keeping the wolves away, though.
Poor Inga. I promise you, I've got to get the meadery open again. I made a promise. This is Voljar's meadery. Makes the sweetest mead you'll ever taste. At least it did. Then the Orcthane sent his Stormfist thugs. He demanded free mead for his troops. Their brute of a leader got carried away. He killed the Voljar family. More than you know. They killed my wife Inga. She was Old Man Voljar's daughter. I planned to reopen the meadery. My brothers came to help. We need to get rid of the Stormfists and gather the ingredients Rorald needs to start fermenting mead again. I'm a farmer, not a fighter, and the place is still crawling with Stormfists. Could you go to the meadery and make sure it's safe? Once inside, grab the recipe book and some fragrant herbs and rare spices. Then Rorald can start making mead again. My wife loved this place. It's been in her family for generations. I want to keep the tradition going to honor her memory. My 4 brothers came to help. I'm grateful, but they aren't always as useful as I'd like them to be. No. No other name would fit. Mugs of Voljar's mead have been raised to seal bargains, toast brave Nords, and end challenges for hundreds of years. We plan to continue that tradition. No. Inga and I live near Solitude. She came to visit to help her parents prepare orders for the Konenleiker. She wrote to me and said there was trouble. By the time I got here, it was too late.
Welcome to Voljar's meadery. Please excuse the mess. Sorry. We had some trouble, and there hasn't been enough mead to fill the order. I'll get it on a cart as soon as possible. Here, take this bottle. It's my way of apologizing for the delay. You'll need to ask Halder about that. I just filled the orders. He's right outside if you haven't spoken to him already.
We followed you, and Iroldar dealt with the remaining Stormfist before heading back out. The meadery is completely secure now. Rorold is already at work downstairs. We want to start filling orders as quickly as we can. Thank you. This has been difficult, but I'm grateful. Rorold muttered something about honey and giants. If you're up to it, I'm sure he could use your help to get his first batch of mead started. As soon as we're up and running, you can have all the mead you can drink. Oh, by the way, have you met my twin brother Iroldar yet? Iraldar's outside somewhere. He hates losing, and I know he wants a crack at the orc bastard that killed my Inga. If you see Iraldor, make sure he isn't in over his head. Fen should be along shortly. I just wish I knew where Bjorld was.
The bees are too agitated. They must be calmed to produce the most flavorful honey. The Stormfist ruffians chased a giant across the road, right into my beehives. It's scaring the bees, and frightened bees make bitter honey. You need to get rid of that giant before anything else goes wrong. Wait, it's coming. Another one of my brilliant ideas. There! And that is why Haralda made me the master mead maker. Use the bees against the giant. Just kick a beehive. The bees will go after the biggest target out there, the giant. Well, it was just an idea. And a rather good one, too. Oh, I know. Let me splash you with this. It smells like smoke and ashes. The bees hate it. Now you shouldn't have any bee problems. Bring me the giant's toe as...
Ah, blasted Stormfist cowards! If I hadn't taken a dagger in the ribs, I'd deal with these damn Stormfist myself. I'm the tough one. I've taken down some of the Stormfist soldiers, but their leader Kazok still lives. He's the one that killed poor Inga. As long as he's alive, these bastards won't leave. Someone needs to plant Kazok's head on a pike. Kazok's camp is up the path behind the barn. Take out more of his troops along the way, and that ought to make Kazok angry enough to appear and face you. And when he shows up, kill him. Then we can stick his head on one of these pikes. An orc head on a pike will be great for business. It shows that this meadery is safe, and that the snow peaks are as tough as nails.
how are the bees? The success of the meadery depends on their honey. It has to be perfect. And you brought me its toe. I was only joking about that, but thank you. I started organizing things here. I don't suppose you ran into my brother Bjorl, did you? He looks like me, but he's not as smart. I sent Bjorl to get a barrel of apple blossom honey from the barn. He probably got lost. But I need that honey to make more mead. Could you get the honey? And if you see Bjorl, send him this way. He needs to deliver these casks to Windhelm. What do you think mead is? It's fermented honey. The flavor changes depending on the honey, spices, and herbs used in the process. It's a delicate balance to get it just right. You can try some when you come back.
Go away, honey. So yummy. What? Can't a guy have a little peace and quiet for a while? Brigands, overbearing brothers, too much honey. I need more sleep. Oh, I was having the most wonderful dream about a bear. Oh, all right. I'll get back to work. I just need to rest my eyes for a few more moments.
Have lots of ideas for new flavors of mead. I just need to find more suppliers of spices and herbs. Wonderful. I'm sure it will make a delightful mead. And another batch is ready. I would be honored if you'd be the first to taste it. Oh, a touch of this, a bit of that. Just take a good long swallow. See if you can taste the subtle notes of Alakia's spice, wildflower honey, and late summer herbs.
Look who's finally up and about. You really can't hold your mead. Rorold's latest batch must have been pretty potent. The Voljan name has always stood for fine mead. In memory of my wife, we plan to continue that tradition. Thanks for your help.
Hungers for blood.